Hello, my freaks, ghouls, and monsters. Welcome to another episode of the Gore Horror Hour. We're on episode 20, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Valkyria Rose,
eRock,
and our special, lovely, beautiful, sexy guest, Francesca here. How you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you doing?
We're doing just wonderful. We're going to start off some questions. And first off is I'd like to ask you, how did you get started with the GGs and how long have you been with us?
Oh my gosh. eRock, I might be able to confirm like a decade ago. Has it been that long? I feel like it's been a really long time.
GGs have been around. Close. We're on our 10-year anniversary in September. Have you been around since the beginning?
Close. Not quite the beginning. It happened so long ago that I can't even tell you how it happened. I don't remember how I ended up at the hydro. I just ended up at the hydro somehow one day and ran into him. It was like my instant bestie. And yeah, that's about as much as I remember it happening.
Fair enough. eRock, would you like to shed some light on a little bit more on how she got involved?
Yeah, kind of like what she said. She came to the Haunted Hydro group shoots and got to shoot with her. Then we clicked pretty well right off the get-go. Everybody else was kind of intimidated by her. She had that resting bitch face all the time and looked so intimidating.
How can you blame us?
Right? And so like everybody was intimidated. I never was. And we always clicked and everybody's like, I don't know if I want to talk to her. I was like, she's great. Just talk to her. Just do it.
I've gotten literal complaints at the hydro. People who've never even met me saying I'm mean. Somebody actually complained about me once being mean that I barely even know. And I'm like, it's just my face. I can't help it.
I can't help my face.
Yeah, but you did it all so well. Oh, so beautifully.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah. Whoa!
Wow, we've got a bit of another co-host somewhere making their presence known.
He has been quiet this entire time, which is
so that's your kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Frankie, you've made a few covers throughout the whole entirety of the Gorgeous Girls. I think 3, if I remember correctly. You've been in issue 18, 43, 46. So how do you feel about being in so many issues and covers?
So I kind of hated the first cover because that was in my era of like when Low Rise was cool. Like I kind of hate that was my prime when like Low Rise was in and I had like this awful just Low Rise outfit. But I loved the second and the third covers. Like the Dead Necks was one of my favorite shoots of all time. Like that's always one of my favorite ones to do. And then Val, of course, the one I did with you was like also one of my favorite ones of all time. So I love those 2 covers.
You were actually in 2 covers with me. My very first cover when I did Beetlejuice, you were my Captain Spaulding for a few of those photos.
That was amazing because that was just not even planned. I just kind of like walked onto your set and we just accidentally made like magic that day.
It was so amazing. And I remember that second cover that we did, 46. I was like, when I think it was eRock or Jeff was like, hey, Frankie wants to do a shoot with you. I was like, me? me. Because like I said, you're hot. Like I have such a crush on you, Frankie. So shooting with you is always such an honor. Absolutely. And you do
I love that shoot. Like whenever anybody asks me to this day what my favorite shoot was, it was that was one of the last shoots I ever did in Ohio. That is still will always be one of my favorite shoots I ever did. And you guys were troopers because it was so cold that day. Like I was fully clothed and I was freezing and you guys just like, man, you were tough. I was so impressed that day.
Butt ass naked being your little pets.
Loved it.
Yeah, you and Mouse and her. Wow. Yep.
That was definitely in a very iconic shoot. That's probably one of my favorites that I will never forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same.
Well, along with go ahead, eRock.
I was just going to say that's one of the popular covers still, the 3 of you.
Our only regret was not adding more blood. I don't know why we didn't think to do that.
I think because we were so cold, that we're like, please.
You're right. Totally fair.
Like, we're already cold enough. We don't need to have hypothermia on top of it.
Agreed.
Yeah, but you
And I want
remember
to say Eric had to add fake blood to that cover, right?
yes, that is technically the one that didn't have blood, and I'm all like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
But it had red. I mean,
"Yeah."
Close
And
enough,
it was
close enough.
granted it was cold, but this was all for Frankie's benefit because she was like 2 hot girls, and yeah, and I'm like, ass, Frankie's face.
I did get my face squished. I had the most genuine smile on my face for all. That was not forced. That smile was like the most genuine smile I've ever smiled.
Yeah, that was definitely all for her benefit because that was kind of like her farewell. Was doing that one.
Mhm.
Have 2 hot chicks with her because she likes the women too.
How could you not? How could you not? Is my question.
I know, right?
So
along with the magazines, we got our first, all the cons and events. Can you tell me about your first con or event that you went to?
My first horror convention or my first convention in general?
Either or, both.
I started going to mostly anime and gaming conventions in like 2010. And then a few years later, is when I started getting involved with the horror conventions, and those just kind of vibed with me a little bit more as I got a little bit older. So I still go to horror conventions occasionally, just not as much now that I live so far away from home.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to go religiously, like anywhere eRock was, I was 90% chance going to be there, like always at the convention site. So much fun.
With that being said, looking back on it now, when knowing how small the GG table used to be and how they all started out, how can you tell me from your experience of knowing what it was then to what it is now?
Oh, a huge difference. It went from being like a small booth with like 4 or 5 girls to like group photos with like at least 10 girls in them, like so many people at the booth that there wasn't room for people at the booth. And it kind of it wasn't just the growth with the people at the group, but like the reputation. Like that was always like the party corner. That's where everybody was having fun. So just watching not just the staffing grow, but like the reputation grow was so much fun. Like everybody knows who Gorgeous Girls is now. They know what type of behaviors to expect at the booth. And I really liked seeing that happen. Just like the whole kind of company just grow and evolve over the last few years.
It's definitely changed, and even over the past 3 years, it's changed. Our merch is changing, our platforms are changing, even the Gore Horror Hour come to fruition over these changes, and seems to keep ever evolving.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And like what you're saying, like when I first started was that peak where it's like 10 girls at a time. And it was definitely like, even before I joined, I think you were at my first con, if I remember correctly. And I just remember so much going on at once. And it's crazy how much has changed since then.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any cons that you attend in Phoenix now or in Arizona? I don't know if you're in Phoenix or not.
Yeah, I was actually just at one this weekend. We have I think we have a Days of the Dead. We have one of the big conventions out here. It's either in Phoenix or Vegas. I think it comes to Phoenix and Vegas. Mad Monster was last weekend, which was also a very big convention. Again, as I said earlier, it's different than in the Midwest. Like the whole vibe is different, but they still have like really awesome guests, really cool vendors. It's still a good time. It's just not the same type of crowd that it draws in.
Yeah. Did you see my boys from Paul Bearer Press?
I didn't go back on Sunday because I was drained from Friday and Saturday. I'm not gonna lie. I made a last second decision not to go back on Sunday.
Yeah, see, and here I am wearing stuff from Paul Bearer Press right here in this lovely hat also. So yeah,
You're
shout out to Paul
representing.
Bearer Press.
How has your experience been at the group shoots at the Hydro? I know we just talked about the cover shoot that we did, but are there any others that stick out to you?
So I really like doing the behind the scenes stuff. I like doing the hair, the makeup. I've just some days where I wanted to show up and be with everybody, but I didn't want to take pictures. I would just follow eRock around with like a big tub of blood and just like spray girls with it all day. And it's like the little things like that that I really remember, where I could just go hang out with everybody, be there, and just do hair, makeup, and douse pretty girls in blood. Like, absolutely love doing all of that.
A couple handprints here and there on girls'
Yes.
butt.
Oh, yes. My hands are on many covers. Like, my name might not be attached to them, but no, my hands have graced many Gorgeous Girls covers, my handprints.
Gorgeous Girl covers and Gorgeous Girls.
And Gorgeous Girls.
Yeah. Yeah, she just used me to get to all the girls.
And you have no problems with that whatsoever, as long as you can take pictures.
That's
You have
right.
no proof. You have no proof.
Well, I got proof of pictures with you as Raggedy Dead Andy. Remember that?
Loved it. That was another really fun shoot. I loved doing that.
Yeah, who took those? Was it Jess or
Either Jess or Hillary. I can't remember who took those.
yeah, I think Jess ended up taking those. I think Havoc was supposed to. Was it? Man.
Yeah, that was the day. I can't tell you how many very expensive hair extensions I also ruined at hydro shoots, because that blood, man, it stains worse than hair dye. I cannot get that out of this white
Oh
hair.
yeah, I was just recently doused with some blood. It not only stained me orange, it stained my contacts too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They looked really cool though.
Yeah. Who needs to
wasn't
spend
it so
$25
totally
on
worth it?
contacts? What's that?
So it was so totally worth it, though, wasn't it, to be with Man Candy Andy? I mean, come on now.
Always worth it.
I think we're gonna need to get a bigger screen, Valkyrie. His head's getting.
Yeah, I mean, look, this hat's kind of big. I can make.
Does it fit now? Because your head's getting kind of swollen there.
I'm trying to fill it.
The hat's actually containing
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, it's necessary. It's necessary.
If he
That's
takes
right.
the hat off, his head will just go.
Take up the whole screen. Like,
Do you have any? You talked about the not just the cons, but the group shoots as well. Do you have any iconic or memorable shoots that are your favorite, whether it be yours or somebody else's? Or tell me about a behind the scenes moment that you sticks out in your head.
Oh, that's kind of. I know I keep bringing up me and Val's shoot, but like everything about that was memorable, so I guess I'll bring it up again.
Right.
Honestly, a lot of my shoots at the hydro happened by accident. Like, it kind of got to a point where sticking to a schedule was impossible, so I wouldn't make a schedule at all. I would just show up and like wait to get pulled. And I kind of loved that because I never knew what I was going to do at the hydro. So that was those are my favorite hydro days, were the days that either I wasn't doing anything at all and following eRock around, or when I just showed up with no game plan whatsoever and just jumped in on any random shoot I was asked to jump in on. So it's really hard to pick one particular one, because I've done a lot. But definitely the cover shoots that I did with Val and Mouse, as well as the dead neck shoots, were always, I was in two or three. I don't remember, but I loved doing those also.
Tell me, and for those that may not know, what the dead neck shoot is.
How do I explain what that is? Rednecks, but we're all really hot. Yeah. Pretty much is the best way I can think to describe it. Like really hot, bloody rednecks.
that's right.
With weapons.
Right.
So we just play ourselves. At least some of us do.
So I think
Pretty
the most recent one that we recently have, Val, myself, and eRock, and lovely zombie Jeff. It can't get any cornier than that. And for those that do know, it was hysterical. We can't ever mention or have an event where corn is found or used or implied in some way because of that dead neck shoot. And it made the cover as well. And Yeah, Zombie
Yeah.
Jeff.
I wasn't there. I somehow ended up in that group chat. I don't know how, and it was just weird because I didn't know what the joke was. All I just seen was endless amounts of corn references, and I was very confused as to why I was there and why everybody was talking about corn. But I stayed. I never left the group chat. I'm like, this is good for entertainment purposes.
Honestly, being from the Midwest, I feel like it's a given to have some kind of group chat that just talks about corn and nothing but corn.
And I was so
You ain't
I was
wrong.
so appreciative whoever added me to be a part of it.
I'm pretty sure I did because originally you were supposed to be there, but you couldn't make it.
Sounds
At the
about right.
Campout?
Yeah.
At the camp out that year, last year, or that'd have been 2 years ago now, right? So yeah. Any chance you'll be coming to a future camp out?
When I haven't even, when is the future camp out? I know it's always in August sometime.
August 7th through 11th.
The goal is to always be there. Like, I really want to come back. I miss everybody. The last time I seen everybody was at Willow's wedding, and that was like a year ago, 2 years ago. How many years? I can't
It was
even
a year
remember
ago.
anymore. I think it was like
It
a year
was
ago.
last year.
I definitely want to come out to either a camp out or a convention or some type of group event sometime in the near future.
Yes.
Now,
We
since
are
we're talking-
overdue for a hug.
Yes.
Val,
definitely.
tell me when you were whipping out that Orin cosplay, because that could definitely persuade me to show up, because I love Orin and you're gonna look awesome in that. So
She's actually going to debut at Dragon Con in Atlanta
oh,
in the end of August. So, hopefully, if I get her done.
I'm so
I
excited
have
to
faith
see
in you,
that.
Grasshopper. I have faith in you.
That and Horror Hound.
Yeah.
So you should come to Horror Hound. I'm just saying.
I do love Horror Hound. That is one of my favorites. I would love to come to Horror Hound.
Do it. We would love to have you again.
Yeah. So kind of backtracking a little bit to the camp out. You've obviously been to one or two of those, correct?
Yeah, I've been to a few of them.
Yeah. So what about the glowing hair? What can you tell us about that?
Are you trying to trigger me? Are you trying to get me to talk about hide and seek again? Because I feel like I'm being baited right now to go on a rampage about Tabari finding me somehow immediately.
Yeah.
I thought I had the perfect hiding spot, man. I was so confident, and then Tabari sticks his head in, and I think he's screwing with me. Like, no. He found me within like 60 seconds of the game starting, and I stomped all the way back complaining about it. And I never got to a rematch yet. No, that was I never got a chance to do a redo, but one of these days I will.
Well, you no longer had that platinum hair that like glows in the dark.
Well, that's because it hasn't been toned. It is. So you see these roots? So it's a little bit
Correct.
darker than normal. It's normally much brighter. So it is absolutely the type of hair that would get me immediately spotted in hide and seek. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to go back to like the dark or the red or something just for the hide and
Oh,
seek.
I'm bringing like a whole like roguish outfit, hood. You're not gonna be able to see my hair at all. Like, I'm gonna come prepared next time.
Just wear a whole like black morph suit.
I mean, who was it? I think somebody showed up in like this whole black gimp suit. I don't remember who did that for hide and seek the year that I came, but
Wasn't that Pickle?
it was Pickle.
Yeah.
He
Say
came
Liz
ready.
also like came prepared. Liz like made sure she wore everything black.
I didn't realize how serious hide and seek. This was a spur of the moment thing. Like, Eric's like 3 hours away. I just drove out 3 hours there, and I ended up driving home that same night. But like I didn't realize how serious the hide and seek was, which is why I was not prepared that year.
Yeah, everybody takes it pretty serious, but yeah, I can't remember if it was that same exact one, but me and Mike got caught pretty quick because we both hid behind the same tiny tree. Like, this tree is tiny, and you have me and Mike trying to hurry up and like cuddle up to this tree, and Liz is butt ass naked running in front of us to the next tree because they're already coming after us. So me and Mike were kind of the decoys. So
That's like the standard camp out experience that you have just explained.
yeah, but yeah, that was funny that me and Mike was trying to hide behind a tiny tree. Like, we were bigger than the tree itself.
God. I just know I'm the master at hide and seek. So I remember not being found for so long. I started like playing on my phone because I got so bored.
Can't relate. Wish I could, but I can't relate.
I don't know, but the last couple times I was there, no, we haven't played hide and go seek.
We need to change that.
Yeah.
We
I mean,
absolutely
we've
do.
had all the other games and karaoke and whatnot, but
I think we're long overdue for a hide and seek match.
Yeah, like if I were to come all the way out there and we didn't play hide and seek, I would be so upset.
No, that would be a guarantee that we would play.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the guarantee. Like, Frankie's here. We got to do this.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
So, my lovely lady, where can people? I mean, are you still actively modeling, or have we taken a bit of a sabbatical? The reason why I ask is if people wanted to support you and follow you, do you have those social medias?
So, I mean, I have a TikTok. My old TikTok unfortunately got taken down because I kept catching myself on fire professionally and controlled, but my videos kept getting flagged for self-harm. So, because I'm a fire performer, so I'm not actually harming myself. That's just a trick I would do.
Right.
But my old TikTok got taken down, and my new one just the whole new algorithm thing, I just kind of gave up on it. So I don't really. So everything kind of stopped when COVID happened, and then shortly after COVID, I moved to the other side of the country. So I haven't really built up a new clientele or anything. I just haven't really done anything in the past few years.
So what have you been doing? What's been keeping you busy?
So I have been very much enjoying my new life as a hermit. So I stay in, I play games most of the time or read. Sometimes I'll leave, but yeah, I'm just really embracing the fact that I'm absolutely not an extrovert and that I really like being in my house. I wish I had a more exciting answer, but I don't. That's what I've been doing, is staying in my house.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like some me time in my room, where whether it be editing or watching a Netflix and chill or something like that.
That's the dream life.
Or occasionally I'll go down while Absinthe Widow's at work, and I'll have a lunch date with eRock, and those are some of my other favorite moments, where we enjoy a milkshake, we share one, and I know Miss Absinthe is listening, and we stare lovingly in each other's eyes.
You like share spaghetti too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. Lady and the Tramp moments.
There you go.
I know you said you play video games. Does that mean that you stream at all, or do you just play by yourself?
I don't stream at all. I don't play by myself, but I don't stream either. Yeah, I've just kind of like completely removed myself from all of that. Just no particular reason, just because. So sometimes I play by myself, sometimes I play with friends. Mostly play with friends, especially now that I live so far away from home. That's kind of like my primary source of communication with all my gaming friends back home.
What games do you play?
So I still have a very like unhealthy obsession with Skyrim. I know that game is like old as shit, but like I still religiously play Skyrim. And when I'm playing with other people, it's usually Fortnite, or my duo and I have been recently getting into Diablo. So Diablo's 4
I've
has
heard
been
a lot about
obsession.
that one. I've been wanting to do that one.
Yeah, it's really fun. Baldur's Gate was my obsession for a while, but I did like 3 playthroughs and then just kind of, you know how Skyrim, most people play Skyrim will be like, every now and again, they'll just like get the call to go play Skyrim. I got the call to go play Skyrim. So that's where I went, because it was similar enough to Baldur's Gate that I just kind of transferred back over into that.
That makes so much sense, though. Like those two games are such easy transitions between each other.
They are.
Man, don't you also play Dungeons and Dragons?
I do play Dungeons and Dragons. So I am in one in-person game, and then I DM another game. So I want to start doing an online game. I want to do an online game to start playing with some of my friends back at home, but I haven't quite done that yet. But that's kind of my next venture, is to do some online DMing.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool. I've never actually played, so. Yeah.
Neither have I. I mean, I've been curious, and I know at one time when we were on the cruise, they had a setup, but it seemed like the setup took so long. I was like, when are we gonna actually play?
The Gorgeous Girl one shot would be so chaotic.
Well, we
It
should
was-
next time next time I come to a convention, we should totally dedicate some time to playing a quick one shot. A nice
Absolutely.
chaotic one shot.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We love the
I'm
nerd
in.
shit here.
Definitely. I'm gonna ask some. We got any other questions real quick because we got a couple of minutes before we do that. You know, that special moment that we share with all our guests.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I gotta pick just one.
Oh, you can pick as many as you want, sweetheart.
Like top 3.
Top 3. Okay, I love horror comedy. So I love Deathgasm. Deathgasm is amazing. Dead Snow, specifically the second one, Red vs. Dead, is hilarious. And Club Dread, I mean, it's not super like a horror movie. I guess it can kind of be considered horror, but that's another like kind of like dark comedy that I love. Like I love those 3 movies.
Hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
Going into with the horror comedy genre and kind of going into Horror Hound, who was just announced today. Have you seen Lisa Frankenstein yet? Because I feel like
I
that
haven't.
I have not, but I heard about it.
oh my gosh, that movie
good.
would be right up your alley.
Mm.
Highly suggest it. Absolutely.
Okay, I will watch that this weekend in honor of you, Val.
Aw. You'll definitely have to let me know how you think of it because it's.
I will.
I saw it in theaters and immediately text Jeff being like, "This is now my new obsession, and nothing beats it." I am going to talk about this for months now.
Well, I'm very excited. I don't know if you play Borderlands. I know you stream a lot of stuff. So then the Borderlands movie also coming out next month. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm still gonna see it. I'm still gonna see it, and I'm gonna try and be positive about it. But I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was a little bit suspicious, but I'm like, you know what? We've had a good run. I'm gonna
Yes.
trust it.
High hopes. High hopes.
Well, they are
Hopefully
doing pretty
breaking
good
the
with.
video game movie curse.
They are doing pretty good with all these shows from video games here lately that have been coming out. All of them has been pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout was really good.
Yes,
Fallout
it was.
amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't wait for the next one to come out, but that's like another year from now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's how it goes.
Yeah, so wait forever for that shit to come about.
What's your
That was-
favorite color?
Color.
Yeah, I'm killing time here. I'm killing time. What do you, I can't. I mean, can I ask what's your favorite position?
Position.
Is this an extended show?
Specify. That's a
Like
broad.
football?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to embarrass myself and answer incorrectly.
We're not talking football.
Are there any wrong answers?
We're not talking football or hockey. Not offensive or defensive.
I do like playing football. That's why I'm asking. I'm not good at it, but I do enjoy some like backyard football. Yeah.
No,
Top or bottom?
Running back.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Top
I know
though.
we're-
Top though. For sure. Yeah. Mhm.
Hot. Hot smash.
Yeah, but we were supposed to go to some football games together, but we never got a chance to go because you had to go move so far away.
Listen, there's always this year. There's always this year.
Mhm.
Who's your team?
Pittsburgh.
Same as yours.
My girl. Same
Yeah.
here. Do-do.
They play in Atlanta.
Ooh.
Okay.
The-
I will
Oh.
totally go to that. I just need notice. I need like a month's notice. And I can probably make it because we've been saying this for years that we are going to go see a game and we never have, and we need to make it happen. It's been too long, too much talking, not enough action. I know that's
Yeah.
kind of my fault because I did move away, but
Yeah, so far away, like forever away. Like
it's too
20
cold.
seconds.
It's too cold. I am not made for cold climates. I couldn't be there anymore. Shriveling up, freezing to death.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
air
good-
shouldn't hurt
I
one's
feel
face
that.
when you walk out into it.
Yeah, good thing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ATL is a little warmer. And indoors.
3, 2, 1. Guess what time it is? It's halfway time. We do a little dance, get a little funky, And you know what else that means? eRock. What does that mean?
FMK.
FMK.
You know what that stands for?
FMK.
Yes, yes. I feel like everybody's played this at least once in middle school.
True.
Well,
we used to do this back in the day on Gorgeous Girls.
Yep, and
Like
I
when it
just
first started.
I asked, hey, can we do this? And he said, bring it. So your choices for FMK, my lovely little Francesca, are Art the Clown, Hannibal Lecter, or Count Orlok, who's known as Nosferatu. Who would you
Okay,
fuck, marry, kill?
Hannibal with or without the mask on?
I would say without.
Without the mask. Oh man, because I
Unless
could have
you
made it work.
guys
I could have
mind
made it
that.
work if he had the mask on.
We'll put the mask on then.
We'll put the mask on.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the first option again?
Art the Clown,
Oh,
Hannibal Lecter, or Count Orlok, also known as
Okay.
Nosferatu.
I'm going to kill Art. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Clowns are not my thing. They've never been my thing. I think clowns are cool, but like sexually, they're not my thing. I
Right.
think
So
that's
they're
strange.
American Dandy.
That's a kink I just can't get behind.
I'm sure they're kind of funny about it. So, but bump.
Mhm.
Well, the thing is, I did not even realize clowns were a kink until I started working in a haunt as a clown. And I'm like, a lot of very unhinged comments like, oh, this is a kink. I didn't realize this was a kink. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent about clowns and
No,
kinks.
you're
I'm not
fine.
kink shaming.
You're
I'm not
fine.
kink shaming. I'm just saying it's not my thing. So I'm going to kill the clown. I guess I will marry Nosferatu and I will F Hannibal Lecter with the mask on.
Awesome. And there you have it. Your fuck, marry, kill.
I think the important question
that
with
was
Hannibal
very
is it the Hannibal from the movie or is it Hannibal from the TV show?
I never even watched the TV show. I was just
did not
thinking
either.
Hannibal from the
I was
movie.
thinking the movie. I'm still thinking about the Chianti and fava beans. That's what I think. That's giving too much away for me. One of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's Mads Mikkelsen. Whew.
You two ladies need a room. Both of you ladies.
Come on, Belle, let's go.
I'm a boy. I never need a room. I need a window.
A window, cool off, cold shower,
Mhm.
whatever works.
Definitely.
Oh.
Well, Frankie, I know that we talked a lot about your favorite shoot or cover, which was between me, you, and Mouse. But is there any GG shoot or that's not even yours that you think is your favorite?
I'm sure there is because there's so many covers I see and shoots I see and I just love them, but it's kind of hard to like.
Just pick.
There's like, man, I don't remember. I don't even know if it was supposed to be a shoot or not, but there's like this bloody slip and slide you guys had going at the Hydro the one year.
Yep.
Was that did make the cover, right?
Yep, issue 25.
Yeah, that was I wasn't a part of it, but I did witness it, and that was really fun to watch.
A lot of people, in fact, this last shoot, talked about it and how iconic that was. And we plan to do it at the next shoot, don't we?
Yes. Yep. The one that we're doing in August. Yep. August 17th of this year that we're going to do the bloody slip and slide. That is our theme for the whole entire Hydro is all blood. Let it rain.
Blood.
I'm so upset I will not be there for that because that does sound very iconic, that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. But yeah,
I would have to say, for the GG shoots of the, I'm partial because I shot it, but the whole Alice in Wonderland shoot that we did, that one was one of my favorites. Val was pretty much torn apart, molested, twisted, tormented by the eRock and Zombie Jeff and the Mad Hatter and the Queen, our 3-time GGs. At that, those pictures for me were very, very wonderfully done, and just it was excellent. It just, I can't talk. You did an awesome job, Val. Just the facial expressions and everything, the look of fear, and it was awesome.
Being molested.
the picture
Spoken
showed
like
it.
a true gorgeous girl.
I swear, like anytime I shoot with Chaotica, I always end up being the victim somehow.
This is true. This is true. You were the victim in that one, and then the GG Unite one, you were the victim.
Yep, and like a lot of the shoots that we did with Luke too. I think we did
Yes!
like 2 or 3.
And you are by far not a victim at all.
In the last Dead Next, weren't you the one sitting on the table? Right?
No,
was that
Jeff.
you?
That
Jeff was
Jeff.
on. How could I get that confused? I don't know why I thought you were the one on the
Jeff.
table. So you weren't the victim in that shoot.
Jeff was the one hogtied and at a position where his rump was like
Corn.
and somebody decided to take a ear of corn and it just kind of like just joked around, and somebody bumped the elbow and made somebody pucker.
Oh my God. Yeah, I knew someone was the victim in that. I couldn't remember who, but that's an amazing story. Is that where the corn thing came from? Because I feel like it was that camp out is where that all started.
That's exactly how it started.
I'm so happy I know the backstory now, because that makes everything way funnier.
Yeah, the true backstory is Jeff is down in that position. I got an ear of corn stuck like I'm going to jam it up his butt. And Mike bumps my elbow on purpose. And it
made contact.
Made contact with Jeff's butthole.
Sounds traumatizing. Poor Jeff.
Yeah.
Weird that corn song came out shortly after that too. And that's what made it even more hilarious. And we're all just losing our shit because all of this corn shit just kept coming out, and it was just like you can't see a corn cob, anything, corn kernel, corn something, popcorn. Everybody and Jeff just goes, "I hate you."
Yeah, we've bought him all kinds of stuff with corn. Like I got him a hat last year.
Yep.
Corn.
I actually was the Secret Santa, and I got him a bunch of corn stuff. Kept sending him.
Oh
amazing.
My God,
I love that so much.
That was so funny. I've joked about getting a corn dildo just for him.
Do it.
Yeah, call you Peggy.
Well, speaking of iconic stories, is there any particular GG story or memory that you have being with us for so long?
Okay, so one thing, again, I wish I knew these questions beforehand and I could have actually thought about them and gave you better answers, but like, okay, I guess the first thing that comes to mind, it's not specifically, I guess it's GG related because I was at a convention with GG, and this is one of the most memorable like convention moments of my entire life. This was a very long time ago, and I'm just walking in the dealer room, minding my own business, and somebody chokes me from behind, and I turn around like ready to have some words with somebody, and I seen it was Kane Hodder. Like Kane Hodder just randomly came up to me in the dealer room, choked me, and like walked away. Like that didn't just happen. And I had like this crazy fangirl moment. Like I went from like ready to slap somebody to like having a fangirl moment. I think he saw me freaking out because then he circled around and he did it a second time. So yeah, that was like one of the best convention GG-ish moments ever, was being at that convention with GG and getting like choked twice, not once, but twice by Kane Hodder. He says he's not allowed to do that anymore. So that's why I cherish that even more, because not everybody will get to experience that in their lifetime. Because that was his thing. His thing used to be just choking people, and like everybody loved that. And for whatever reason, he doesn't do that anymore. So makes that moment so much more special to me, getting choked by Kane Hodder at a convention twice.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to know what Kane did to me?
I don't. Yes, I do. I had to think about it. Yes, I do want to know.
Yeah, he grabbed
Speaking
my
of,
junk.
did you guys ever release that movie you did together? Because
Oh, yeah,
Killer
Killer
Goats?
Goats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out last year.
okay,
actually
I didn't know that. I just remember that was just like, for whatever reason, not released for the longest time.
Yeah. No, it got released last year, and we actually have the DVDs at our booth, and it sells pretty well.
Amazing.
Is that
Like
the one
a-
you made us watch repeatedly the first 15 minutes?
Yeah, with me, Miss Kitty, and Kane Hodder, of course. You know,
That's the one where we also have the plushie of Kane Hodder that you like flip over.
Right
Yeah,
here.
that one.
That one.
So look, you got Kane, then you flip it over,
Killer Goats.
and Killer Goat. Goat face is what it's called. So yeah, but yeah, it finally did come out. So yeah, we have T-shirts and DVDs and everything else for that movie. So it's kind of cool. But yeah,
That's super cool.
But going back, he grabbed my junk. Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean,
Confused?
man, I mean, from Kane, you know, what can I say?
Nobody turns down a groping from Kate. You just don't do
No,
that.
exactly.
Man or woman.
Exactly. He just called my bluff. I said I was
What's even more funny is not just that Killer Goats movie, but the Final Cut movie too. There's so many characters that eRock is that it actually there aren't characters in the movie. These are truly what eRock is.
Yeah, I mean, right.
I mean, the one with where you do the eyebrow thing, it just kills me every fucking
Just wait
time.
till you see the Larry,
Yeah.
Frankie. The Larry is that's in Final Cut.
Final Cut.
Final Cut.
Final Cut. And if you've ever, like I said, sometimes it just gets played over and over and over again. It never leaves your brain.
Yeah. I mean,
Frankie, do you have any suggestions to those that are upcoming GG fiends, or even some of us GGs like myself and Val, on your experiences being, working behind the scenes with eRock and GGs? What advice would you give them?
Show up. Yeah. I remember that was just kind of like an ongoing issue when I would go to conventions. Is like, listen, if you can't show up, that's fine. Just cancel in advance. Like people would just like randomly like not show up out of nowhere, and we'd be like looking around like they confirmed like yesterday that they were going to be here and they're not here. So the thing is, any professional, not even just GG, especially if you want to, because like modeling is something a lot of people just don't take seriously as it is.
Correct.
So it's like, you need to behave like a professional if you want to establish yourself as a professional. Like follow through with your commitments, show up to things. Shit happens. If you can't show up to things, just be professional about it. Let people know you're not going to be there. Don't just randomly not show up one day or like
out or ghost.
Or the like, I have to work. I'm like, you knew this convention was coming like 5 months ago and you committed to it like 5 months ago, and nobody thought to take off work or anything like that. So just take it seriously. Like if you want to have any type of career and any type of entertainment, you want to actually get paid for it. That's a lot of work. Like before I started getting paid for anything, I did a lot of free stuff for a really long time. I showed up for like all the hydros, all the conventions. Like it took a while for me to get to a point where I had built enough of a clientele to get paid for stuff. And, people started taking me seriously to, hire me and, pay me for my services. So that's just the best advice I can give everybody is conduct yourself professionally. Even though it might not be your main job, it might be your side job, but you should still treat it like it's your main job if you want to make money from it.
Exactly. And I think there's a lot
louder
of
for the people in the back.
Exactly. There's a misconception too, because we go to these cons and we do have a lot of fun. But sometimes when the girls go, they want to go meet the celebrities. They want to go shopping. They want to see it. We all want to see everything. But our main purpose to be there is to represent. And it's like you said, it's like either your side hustle or you still need to be maintain that professionalism or whatnot. It's just that there will be a time especially if there's enough girls there to be able to peruse and enjoy the entire weekend.
Mhm.
Not just that, is just submitting the content and being present, exactly like you said. I mean, it doesn't happen by itself. Just because you submit 3 selfies and you think you don't have to continue to do that over the next 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, however long. It just, I'm astounded as many people that we approach, and there's so many beautiful women that we approach, and it's just like they start off with a genuine interest, and then they kind of fall off, and it's just like, what happened? Where'd you go? You seemed like you were so interested. They don't realize the constant work it takes to be in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be upsetting at times. But then the rest of us that are putting forth, I mean, heck, I'm at my age, I'm learning from Val here. She schooled my ass this last con and selling magazines. The girl, she was just ripping them off all weekend, and I was just astounded. And she just basically put it out there saying, if you buy these 2 magazines for $50, I'll throw in a print. That's like a $75 value. And they were just buying it left and right. I was like, damn, why didn't I do that?
But
It's
yeah,
an
her
art
idea,
form.
but it
It's an
took me
art
Saturday
form
to do it.
selling items at conventions.
Mhm.
absolutely. Especially like what we sell too, because it's like no one else is really selling what we're selling.
Mm-mm.
And especially with like people who are new to our booth, like some guys are a little like hesitant at first, like, oh, my wife would kill me, or like,
And 9 times out of 10, it's the wives and girlfriends bringing the men to the table.
exactly.
That's when you're like, oh, your wife, just bring her here to the table. Then you make friends with the wife and the girlfriend, and then it's totally different.
Right.
Yeah, and
Sometimes
it's
the girls are more into it than the boyfriends or guys
100%.
are.
100%.
yeah, and you get so many of those like guys or girls who are just like they're nervous, but like you just talk to them and like be a genuine person to them and do the work, and like you have a loyal fan, friend, like follower for the next 10 years, because they
Right.
just you treat them like a person. Like
Right.
they're not
Right.
sure, yeah, you're there to get money and for them to pay you, but at the same time, like they're real people.
They're supporting you. They're supporting
That's
you.
why, like,
They're the
when I'm
reason why
talking
they're bloody.
that's why, like, with like the Gorgeous Girls, like Reputation, like when I was talking about watching just the reputation within the convention scene grow, it's because you guys treat people not like they're customers. You treat them like they're friends. They're, you know, and that's why, everybody loves coming to the booth, because even, they just like coming and talking to everybody, and it makes them want to buy stuff. It makes them want to support you guys. And I love that.
Absolutely.
Well, with that being said, I mean, we've got two people, Greenbeard and Nick, that are always have been faithful to our booth and our girls. And not only that, when they're there, they help, be our security too. When, when we have multiple girls and we only got 2 people to be able to take somebody to the bathroom or a smoke break, or, go eat lunch or something like that. So it's like, I got to give shouts out to those guys, because, Nick likes to pretend he's my at con husband while my husband's at home.
And and that's how the Gorgeous Girl family and its big circle has grown over the years, honestly. Like I met the Gorgeous Girls technically at the Hydro, but when I really interacted with them was at my first ever horror convention, which I believe is Horror Hound, and that's what reeled me in. And that's how a lot of girls get reeled in, whether it's the Hydro shoots or a convention, or even just as like our security guys or our fellow vendors. Like it's just we talk to them, like you're just genuine with them, and that's the best thing you can do. Like, and I always say this, like just be yourself. Don't try to be this fake person or anything.
Right.
Like, sure, yes, you're working and you're dedicated to that work, but how you're gonna get super burnt out very quickly if you are just putting on this mask, basically.
Right. Like, so for me, because I'm a little bit more introverted than everybody else. So like I kind of take on a different role at the booth where I'm not always at the booth. Like I will go with like business cards and like kind of pick conversations with people, and like in the middle of a conversation, and it'll just come up like about vendors and stuff like that. And I'll kind of like incorporate it that way. So it's like, regardless of your personality type, like you don't have, like some girls are better like at you, like just picking a conversation on the spot, selling stuff. And then other people are just more introverted and have more kind of like different types of interactions with customers, but still are able to sell a product in a totally different way. So it's like, I agree with you. You don't have to act like something you're not. You can still find other ways to work with your personality type, because people don't want to see you acting fake. They're going to be able to tell that, you know.
Right.
So just do whatever works with your personality type. And if that's not at the booth, if that's walking around the convention with business cards and kind of going to groups of people and joining, you know, conversations and doing it that way, do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So going about the next event that we got coming up is Wetzelland. You've been to that.
Love Wetzel.
Right. I wish you were coming. Like, that would be awesome.
So I love Wetzel, but after my last camping experience, I don't think I'd ever camp there again. Like the whole prison style showers and porta potties, it was too much for me. I'm too high maintenance for that. But I do miss Wetzel. I just don't miss camping at Wetzel.
Right. Did you ever actually camp there? Because I always remembered that you would leave and go to a hotel.
That's what we did. So we were there the whole weekend. We paid for like camping and everything like that. We stayed one night and we're like, absolutely not. We got a hotel for the second night. It just went there.
I don't know, I'm having second thoughts here now.
That's
Nope,
the diva.
you're dedicated now. You're committed. You're going.
I mean, they have like, you could do like an RV with a full hookup and that might be different, but we showed up with like a tent, roughing it and everything. We showed up with a tent and we had to go with their showers, which were, I wouldn't even call that a shower. Porta potties.
I would definitely be doing the whole baths. I wouldn't.
No sinks to wash your hands, and it's like 90 degrees out. Like, no, I need a proper bed and I need a proper shower. Like, the camping thing just didn't work out for me. So that's how we did end up at a hotel the last year I went.
Unbelievable.
Raw dog.
Well, it doesn't help. Okay, listen, they were doing karaoke till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't good karaoke. Like, and it wasn't even some karaoke is so bad it's good, but this was just so bad it was bad, and so we didn't sleep all night. We were dirty. We wanted showers. We wanted a bed. So
yeah, but who was your partner on that one? Was that B Rose?
it was, and neither of us were about that primal camping. We tried it.
Right.
We were like, look, we tried this once. We tried this once. We can say we tried it. Now we never have to fucking do it again. Was our standpoint on that.
Yeah, we try to make sure we got like water and stuff to wash our hands, because I like to wash my hands. I can't stand having dirty hands. That's like,
I hate it.
So yeah, we always.
That's why the last time I was in a cast, I cut it off after like 2 days because I just could not wash my hands. It was driving me mad.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing because I couldn't do that. That would drive me nuts. Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, the shower. Yeah, you got to pull a rope, you know, and like kind of wash with one hand.
No, it's a trickle. It's not even a proper flow. It's a trickle of water. You can't even wash your hair in that. You can barely wash your body in that.
Yeah, you just got to get the right shower.
Well, maybe I didn't get the right. Maybe the girls' bathroom was different than the guys' bathroom because that was atrocious.
It is, and it fluctuates because every year it's been a different shower that's worked better than the others. So, but yeah, that's.
Is there like a pond or a lake anywhere nearby?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's in the shape of a Harley Davidson emblem. Yeah, and
That's
people
cool.
do. They take their shampoo and their soap and they'll go out there and they'll wash in it.
That's probably what I would do.
Yep, you see people out there just scrubbing their nuts.
Listen, you guys can just come back to my hotel with me if you want and take a proper shower.
Oh, I love raw dogging it. I'm fine with getting dirty.
Yeah, it's a good time. So yeah, Miss Chaotica here is going to get her first opportunity, and
yeah,
here, and that's like just what, a week away, a little over a week away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's
I
coming
hope
up
I
quick.
can make it next year because that has always been a
thing
not
to
a
do.
convention, but an event that I've always wanted to attend. Especially because where I used to live, where my dad lives, it's only 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even far from me at all.
Definitely worth the drive. Definitely, even if you just go for the day. Like, there's so much to do.
You mentioned camping. I'm bringing a tent. Do I bring a 2-person tent or a 4-person tent? Do I want more room or do I want no room? It's just gonna be me.
You want a little bit of room, like so you can stand up and change and stuff.
Yeah, I like bringing a whole air mattress and all of that stuff. So I always bring the bigger tent. So I don't know how, when you say roughing it, like, I don't know. For me, roughing it is like an air mattress and like a little like blow up chair. that for me is roughing it. So I need all that space, but if you don't need all that space, you're really not going to spend any time in your tent aside from sleeping.
No.
Like you're not
Right.
going to be
Unless you're fucking.
Yeah.
or that. A lot of some people don't even bother going
That's
back to the tents for that though, is the thing.
Right. Just like, that's all right. And if you do in the tent, sometimes you're coming out of the tent, popping out, head popping out.
Yeah.
You know, because it's too hot to be fucking in the tent. So you,
It is.
so you just
No
zip,
mods, no mods.
unzip,
there.
and the head just pops
Well,
out.
I must say, like, I've just never gotten turned on at Wetzel because I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm dirty. I've seen some things. Never once in Wetzel was I like, man, I really wish I could go fuck somebody right now. So I don't think you're going to be compelled to go fuck in the tent.
I
But
don't know
just
if
in
she's
case you
telling a
are,
very
maybe
good
bring a
story.
big tent.
He's not telling a very good story to me, eRock.
No, it's
right.
not a great setting for it.
You should have hang out with me a little more, and I'll put you in a Wetzel pretzel.
Oh, Wetzel.
So if anything I said didn't turn you off, that might happen.
That did it.
That's it.
That's the whole point. That get me in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
The Wetzel pretzel. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Wetzel pretzel.
You gonna start selling pretzels at Wetzel now?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
In the shape of a G?
whatever makes the money.
Jeez.
I did like, okay, so at Wetzel's, one of my gimmicks was I would do glitter boobs, and that was also something I loved doing for GG. I didn't bring that up because, again, I don't think of things, but as we're talking, so like I would do like the sequin pasties, and then I would just cover girls in glitter, and I loved doing that. Well, some girls would rather, I did a couple butts to the girls who like weren't boob girls, so I did some butts, I did some boobs. So covering girls in blood or glitter, I love doing both of those things as far as my behind the scenes experiences go, because I've done both of those things. Wetzel was more glitter though. That was my specialty.
Yeah,
Kind of like that idea.
You definitely rock the hoop and stuff at Wetzel though.
Yes, because I vended with there's another company I vended for that I was able to perform with all my fire stuff and my LED stuff, and I really loved doing that also. That's something else I haven't really done since COVID, but that was always so much fun.
Do you want to get back into that kind of like performance?
I would like to. It's just I'm building up a whole nother clientele again on the other side of the world is just exhausting. Like a lot of people in the Midwest would pay for me to travel, but even then, the furthest I ever traveled was Sturgis. So they never flew me all the way out to like here. So I feel like I would just need to start completely over if I wanted to start doing all that stuff again.
Especially being out near the West Coast now, like you're competing with like Los Angeles.
Yeah, like LA, Vegas, like both those places are within 4 hours of me. So
yeah. So I can imagine that's pretty competitive.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure.
I got one word for you. Tentacles.
Tentacles, yes. That's all the encouragement I needed.
Now
We
does
love
that turn you
tentacles.
on?
A little bit.
See, I know how to get to you.
You do.
This one has a thing for tentacles.
Yeah. And so
Val, you also have a thing for tentacles. I have a whole tentacle shelf I can send you a picture of. It's just a full, like 4-tier shelf full of tentacle taxidermy that I've collected at conventions over the years. It's my favorite corner of the house.
I have a little squid tentacle thing too, and it's like the jar it's in kind of looks like anal beads. Amazing, I love it. Oh my gosh, yes, I am so into tentacles.
I would expect nothing less.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, you two are like.
I know they're melting. They're melding. They're.
Like, I'm just gonna go to Arizona for a little bit.
The tentacles.
I just found my soulmate. I just found this soulmate I didn't know existed right here in this interview.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Well, if you haven't watched her episode, we have a discussion not just during the normal, but also our Patreon. You know, she has a very special one where she discusses further obsessions of tentacles.
Look,
I'm very intrigued.
You can't go wrong with hentai. You really can't.
So I remember my first experience with hentai. Have you ever seen Sailor and the Seven Balls?
Yes.
It's the Sailor Moon Dragon Ball Z. So I started watching with a bunch of friends, and it was hilarious until they all fell asleep, and I was just sitting there like by myself watching this hentai, just rethinking like, what is my life right now? Because it's funny when you're watching with other people, but then when you're watching something super absurd by yourself, it just has a totally different effect.
I remember being like a freshman when like my friend exposed me to that, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you gotta look at this parody video." I'm like, "Okay," and I was like, "This is not a parody."
You can't do that to Goku, okay?
Oh my god. Yeah, there's a few that I've seen that you question.
They're on a whole
yourself
other level right
afterwards.
now, eRock. I think we're somewhere down on the bottom.
Wow.
Val, it's your job. It's your job to make sure they see some good hentai at the next convention.
Oh, I can make this happen. I can also find some that will make him question everything about his life.
Yes.
Logo no
I feel like a lot of hentai has that effect on people.
I don't know. Me and Crazy Bob and Dolly Grimm was at a convention. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was maybe OhioCon or one of those. And we sat through a whole hour of hentai. And it started off from the least extreme to the most extreme.
What was the most extreme? Do you remember?
The most extreme was like amputees inserting things in the people using. Yeah, it was like weird, crazy shit that you're like, what?
Sounds like the kind of panel that Val and I would probably, the 18 plus panels that happen at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
that's what it was. It was like at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was tired of shit, and Bob's tired, but we're all like, okay, we're sitting there watching this, and then I'm like dying of thirst at this point because we've already been sitting there, and I haven't had a drink in like 45 minutes because I drank too damn fast, and I didn't want to get up because it was a packed room. Like, holy shit, this place is packed at 1 o'clock watching this porn hentai. I'm all like, man, I was sitting there watching it, and then I'm all like, going, I need something to drink. I'm not turned on at all. Because it just got way more obscure and obscure.
I think
nothing like watching weird porn with a room full of adults you've never met in your life before.
Right.
Typical anime convention experience.
That is a canon experience that must happen to any nerd.
Yes, it has to. At least once. Probably more than once.
Obscure one I watched was she got it in both ears, in the nipples, in the belly button, just every orifice, and I was like, this is not possible.
You can't look away. You can't look away.
Exactly.
Eyeball
watching in horror, but also intrigue because you're like, how are you explaining this?
Well, my thing is, who came up with this? That's my question.
Right?
Who wrote this down and was like, yes, let's animate this and publish it? Is my question.
This is what the people want. That Rule 34. There's.
Well, my fine ladies, we're going to end this lovely hot hentai moment. I so appreciate you coming and joining us, Francesca, and enlightening me in so many things, including tentacles, which I'm sure will leave Val here titillated for quite a while. I really, really appreciate it. You have any final words or any shout outs that you'd like?
I just want to say, Val, we will finish this conversation later, for sure.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, we'll keep recording. We'll just keep on going. You can have the conversation now, and we'll all listen to it.
But with that being said, this is the Gore Horror Hour. I look forward to seeing everybody next time. Thank you so much. Chaotica here with
Valkyria,
eRock,
and
Francesca.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.